The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
It's Q101.
Ahoy! Let's go! We're waking up Chicago. Turn up the radio. It's time to start the show. On Q101 with the Morning Crew. Ahoy! Let's go! Welcome to the morning show.
Let's go. It is Q101 Twisted Christmas Week. A very special time in our lives, in your lives. Let's freaking go. Now, the event starts tomorrow night. Actually, we have some experiences tonight over at the Empty Bottle with the Black Keys as they do a DJ set. We got a lot of people sent over there for that. But then the first night of concerts at the Aragon tomorrow night with the Black Keys. Then Lovejoy Wednesday. Then you got Bleachers Thursday and the Gaslight Anthem and Young the Giant Friday with a lot of great openers, including some great Chicago locals like Sincere Engineer, Local H, and Bridget Calls Me Baby. So all that information at Q101.com. You can still get a ticket. There's that little quadrant of tickets left. And remember, you buy it today, it doesn't matter. It's all general admission to Aragon.
Well, I was going to say, you can't say there's a little quadrant left because you could buy today and be in the front row.
Yeah, it's like getting that ticket that you die for to get that front row ticket. Well, the Aragon, every ticket's the same. So go get it today, and you can just make that last minute decision. You know what?
Well, you can't forget our new Monday tradition.
What's the new Monday tradition?
Our mashup.
Oh, damn! You need this. Yeah, you can tell you need this after the baby shower weekend.
I'm going to die.
Okay, just take a breath and enjoy. Here we go.
It's just one of those days where you don't want to wake up. Everybody sucks. You don't really know why, but you want to justify ripping someone's head off. No human contact. And if you interact,
This is you.
your life is on contract. Your best bet is to stay
That's how
away.
I feel inside.
It's just one of those days. It's all about the he says, she says bullshit. I think you better quit. Let it slip, or you'll be leaving with a fat lip.
Thanks, Fred. Yeah, that's you right now.
Oh, that's how I feel.
Yeah. Listen, a lot of people
That's
feel
my
that way.
theme song right now.
That's your thing. Well, you're here, and that's all that counts.
Yes.
I mean,
I made it.
well, showing up is.
Shout out to Roman, my husband.
Yeah.
You guys should both send him a thank you text this morning.
Why's that?
Because I turned my alarm off and continued laying there like a potato. And he was like, hey, babe. That's all I heard. He's like, you turned your alarm off. You didn't snooze it. So you're going to have to get up.
You hit the off button. Yeah.
I go, I'm aware. I'm off. And he's like, gotta get up.
Yeah. Snooze is the devil. But I mean, obviously
Bigger
that's worse.
devil's accidentally turning it off.
Yeah, turning it off is worse, but snooze is the devil.
So you guys should group chat and be like, well, thanks for my co-host today.
Little thumbs up emoji.
Yeah.
Well, glad. Good you made it. Well, a lot to talk about with your shower. Also, what happened with that this weekend.
Oh, my God.
And again, we do have Twisted tickets today coming up at 8 for night 4. Coming up in Clash with Kenzie, Cross's tickets for Concord Music Hall. We interviewed them. That's Chino from Deftones' new band, or not a new band, but his side project he does and puts out stuff every 10 years with that band. So that's awesome. That music is great, and all that coming up.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Brian Kenzie, Q101, and it is Twisted Week. Twisted Week fact that makes your brain go. Actually, it has nothing to do with Twisted, but it kind of could, depending on what you're going to hear at 6:30 coming up, which is something you're doing out there is aging you faster than smoking or obesity. Now, maybe you've been a good person and you never smoked in your life. I tried to be a smoker, but I couldn't. In high school, I wanted to be a smoker, and I took cigarettes, and I just sucked it in. I started coughing and embarrassed myself in front of everybody.
That's just the opposite. Like, I tried to pick up smoking. I just couldn't.
I know. I really wanted to be a smoker because I thought it looked cool, just like probably a lot of people do when you're 17 years old. And I couldn't do it, and thank God I couldn't do it. Casey, you're like straight edge. Did you ever smoke a cigarette, though? You ever try?
No, never.
Really?
No, it always looked a little not for me, and then I've never tried the weed or anything.
Not for me.
It's not. What am I gonna do? Smoke a cigarette? That would look ridiculous.
I would love maybe the double features can get this going. A little Photoshop of you with like a cigarette in your mouth.
I think I might look good with it. That's the thing that always tempts me. Is like, you know how I wear a jean jacket every once in a while?
Yeah.
With the mustache I've got.
Sure.
With a little cigarette.
Hot.
Oh, what am I? Johnny Paycheck now?
It's amazing.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Kenzie, you ever try cigarettes? You ever smoke?
I have never tried a cigarette. You know what my brother did though when I was like young? I was young. I was probably in junior high. My brother did all the things.
Yeah.
What's the opposite of straight edge? A circle?
Um,
my brother's a circle.
Addiction?
Lots of fun. It was a lot of fun. It was a good time. He's like, what's in that? Let me try it.
Yeah.
So he used to chew tobacco.
Oh, yeah.
And he had the flavored tobacco. Like, so it's, they have flavors like green apple and stuff
Sure.
like that. And I was like, oh my God, like, because he was doing it. And he goes, no, it tastes really good. It tastes like green apple. I go, it tastes like candy? And he's like, yeah. And he put some in my mouth, and I proceeded to vomit everywhere.
Wait, how old were you?
I mean, I was like early junior high, so like 7th grade or something like that. I'm like, it burns.
Oh.
And it's just like, he's like, well, yeah, there's fiberglass in it. It cuts up your. I'm like, what the hell's wrong with you?
Yeah. It does not taste like candy.
It does not taste like green apple.
There's
I'm like,
nothing close to
I feel
that.
like the guy from Elf when he drinks coffee for the first time. I'm like, this is not a holly jolly experience at all.
Oh, man. So something you're all doing. In fact, I would say, I'd like to know this number. When I give you the answer, you'll know why I'm asking a percentage. But maybe 75 to 80% of our listeners do this. And you think there's no way this would affect your life like smoking or obesity, but it does. And we'll give you that fact at 6:30.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Well, time for a fact that makes your brain go with Brian and Kenzie on Q101. I said most of you out there are doing this, and it's causing you to age faster than smoking and obesity. And this is something it's not tied to either of those things. And that fact, which really blew my mind, is renting an apartment. Renting.
What? That's not true.
Yes, it is. So renting over than owning causes you to age faster than smoking or obesity. Now, this was done by, let's see here, the University of Essex did a whole study on what ages you similar to those things. And they came up with renting does this. And their reasoning is this, that when you're renting every year, you have stress and unknowingness related to where you live. So that added stress takes two.
There's leases that are way longer than a year.
Well, whatever. When it comes to an end of a lease, there's this unknowingness when you're renting. You don't own your place. And so even when you have a mortgage, I know that's also stressful and furnaces
I was saying,
break.
every time I hear a sound, I'm like, for the love of God.
Yeah, there's $10,000.
I hope that's coming from outside. I hope someone's trying to get into my house.
I know, but this is something they say 2 weeks of your life is taking off every year as long as you're renting, you're saying. Now, I don't know how many of our listeners rent. I rent, and Case rents, and Kenzie owns. I've owned before, and there are different stresses to it, but it was a better feeling owning that your money every month was going into something you're going to get back someday. Where renting, you just kind of throw it out the window. But that's all I can do right now. It's all I can, it's my situation.
You can just throw it out the window.
Just throw it out. Might as well throw it in the fireplace. Burn it.
There's a really good show on Netflix that breaks down, it's like a money-based show. Hold on, money show on Netflix. What's the name of it?
You do that. We'll sit here and wait. Yeah.
But sorry about that. I didn't know you were talking about this. How to Get Rich.
Okay.
That's what it's called. But it's not rich. He calls it your rich life. Like it's the version of your best life. What are you aiming for? So not how to get rich, like how to just be a millionaire, all of it. It's how to say your rich life is, I want a house in this neighborhood, or I want to pay for my kids' college, or whatever that goal is, right? I want to retire by this age, things like that. It's a really awesome show. I do recommend it because I like the balance of it. It's a real positive thing about setting your own goals, not just like how to get tons of money. That's not the vibe. So it's very, very positive. But in a lot of instances, he talks about don't put the pressure on yourself that buying is so much better. Because it's about your personal goals. And sometimes buying doesn't actually help out your personal goal.
Yeah.
Depends what you want. So I know a lot of people are like, oh, you rent. Like that's BS because there's a lot of things like depending on the goal you're reaching, renting may be the best solution for you for at least a long period of time.
Listen, I've gotten to the point now where I told Megan, we'll probably maybe we'll rent the rest of our lives. So we didn't buy a house when the boom was going on a couple years ago where it was like 3% mortgages and people were, selling houses like water, and now the mortgage rates are high and the prices are high, and it doesn't look like any are coming down anytime soon. So, but meaning like people think, oh, next year they're going to come down, it's going to crash. They're probably not. So it's going to be like 10 years. So we'll just keep renting. I've come to terms with that, even though there's been 2 places that I lost. The Mold House we've talked about, the Mold House.
Yep.
And then another one last night at Thanksgiving where someone just underbid us. We didn't even have a chance to look at the place for us. Somebody just put an offer in. 2 places we liked. And that was stressful that they're gone. It pisses me off.
And when you get a house, something I'll tell you about getting a house, brag guy, is that it's never, ever done.
Yeah.
No matter what you buy, you're always... Because the thing is, with a house is you also want the upkeep because you don't want a house that, like, by the time you sell it in 25 years, every single thing's outdated. Everything needs to be redone. Like, we have a neighbor like that who just, it was not their dream home, so they never put, like, they never did any of the updates. And they're having a hard time selling because so many people just want to be move-in ready.
Yeah.
And you can do whatever you want to a house, but some people don't have the energy or the vision. They don't see that. So, like, oh, I don't like that wallpaper. It's like, well... change it and buy the damn house for me.
Got the shag carpet in there, the orange shag.
But you're never done. Like, my husband and I have a list of things that we know we're going to be redoing, and I know that that'll be the next 15 years of our life. We did the back patio. We did the front patio. The next thing on our list will be a basement. From there, after we do the basement, I know it's going to be the family room, and then it's going to bleed into the kid. Like, we know. So you're never done. Ever.
I feel good about renting right now.
See?
Thank you. I feel pretty
You're
good.
welcome. I'm trying to help you out.
I feel good. All right. I think I got 2 weeks back in my life on that one.
There you go. You're welcome.
Okay. Well, if you believe that study, it says renting takes 2 weeks of your life off every year. Worse than smoking or obesity. But Kenzie just reassured me, so I'm going to keep renting.
You're okay. Rent away.
Yeah.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101, Twisted Week. We will have Twisted Christmas tickets coming up at 8 for night 4. Also, in Clash with Kenzie in a half hour at 7:10, Cross's ticket. That's Chino from Deftones' side project band. It's awesome. And we'll have tickets for that coming up in that competition. First, give us the highlight of your weekend at 312-591-8300. Love to hear from you. I haven't talked to you guys since Friday. And we can go around the room. Each of us did something, I think, really special and engaging and helped society out. Let's start with Kenzie's baby shower.
That was a bit aggressive.
Well, you were so stressed, and all the conversations we've had about the kerfuffles that have happened and mailing out invitations and the venue and people coming in out of town and all that stuff. So how did it go, your baby shower on Saturday?
Okay, it ended up going awesome. I was very excited about it.
Yup.
It was just insanity in general, though. So I found this really cool venue because you know my venue drama. Because I booked at a venue, and I'm not going to say what it is because I don't want to destroy someone's business. But, but holy crap, meanest person alive, I booked my original venue
The
from.
first one, yeah.
Yes. And they were making my life a living hell. Like, sorry, no, we're not going to open up early so you can set up your thing. We're not going to do this. We're not going to do this. And I'm like, I mean, I'm paying for the venue. Like, why do you hate me so much? She was so angry that I had an event at her venue. I've never experienced anything like it. And I ended up finding a venue 4 minutes, literally, from my house. 4 minutes.
Right there.
So it's Gather in Pingree Grove. It's really cool. It's a 125-year-old church that they turned into a venue during COVID.
Cool.
So it's all black on the outside, but then you walk in and it's all white. It's a winter wonderland. And then I find out that, like, all the staff there that works at this venue are, like, huge Q101 listeners. So Kari, she was a huge Q101 listener. We had all of our bartenders. Of course, Elgin Public House, one of our big people. They were there because they did the food.
They did the food for the shower.
Yeah, they did the food. It was kicking.
Amazing.
Tatiana is sweet. She's this 18-year-old girl who started a baking company.
Yep.
During COVID. She's going to graduate this year and be a culinary student. Huge listener of the show. And so I got my sweet table from her because I love supporting my young Latinas starting their businesses. Love it. So it was just so filled with love, and it just felt like family because I felt like every single person ended up being, a listener or loving the show. It was just really cool.
That's amazing. I love that.
I love that. But then, I had tons of people in town, right?
Yeah.
Including my mom's best friend of like 46 years or something. They met in 7th grade. Like, insanity, right?
That's wild.
So they've been friends that long. They haven't seen each other, though, in about 13 years. They do not live in the same states. They both have multiple kids that live in other states. It gets harder, right? Those kids have grandkids. It's a whole thing. Yeah. So She hit me up. Her name's Diana, and she goes, "I'm gonna come to your shower, and I don't want you to tell your mom."
That is so dope.
She walked in, and my mom just completely froze. Like she couldn't even respond. She was in shock. She hadn't seen her in 13 years. So of course we have all these people in town, best friends flying in and surprising people, all this stuff. Everyone comes to my house after. So the shower ends at 2. Everyone comes over. Ends up being 19 guests, like not including my husband and I.
That's a lot.
Okay. I'm like trying to unload stuff. I'm trying to change out of a dress, trying to do this. And I thought, I'll have everyone over after the shower. And honestly, even if people stay for 4 hours, 6 hours, it'll still be an early night because they came over at 2. And I can just chill, try to save my voice for the show maybe a little bit, like those things. I apparently should have just invited everyone over for dinner. That thought process did not work. Everyone left at like 10, 11. So we were up and kicking with guests from about 7 in the morning to 11 at night.
Well, listen, someone invites me over. I'm getting food and drink. I'm staying. You have to kick me out.
Well, you're taking a nap on the couch.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm going to find the guest room. Yeah. I'm going to like bunker in. I'm going to find a drawer.
You brought your nightcap.
Yeah. I got my bag in the car. I'm going to go load up in the dresser up there in the guest room.
Don't mind me. I don't want to be a burden. I'm going to sleep in the guest room. You guys don't mind me.
Yeah, you won't even know I'm here. My favorite statement.
I'll know your ass is there. I can always feel your presence.
That's the thing with Brian. There's a lingering presence to him.
Oh, that's hilarious.
You know he's coming down the hallway.
See, I love that. I know it's insane your situation. You're almost 9 or 8 months pregnant at this point.
I am. It's as of today because I switch. Like Mondays is like the week, the new week for me.
Yeah.
It's single digits till I give birth. So it's now at 9 weeks.
All right, Super Bowl Sunday.
Oh, yeah. So that was definitely by the end of the night of getting beverages. And now I've served, like, because, I did a lot of setup and stuff for the shower. Like, that's a lot to do, right? It wasn't all hired out. A lot of it was because the venue was just awesome. But I had to bring a lot of stuff, collect a lot of stuff, decorate and everything. But then you get back to your house and you're trying to put everything away because you don't want it to be a disaster. You have all the shower decorations out back of your house.
Yeah.
So you're trying to put everything away. I'm putting out appetizers, dinner, dessert. You're having alcohol. You're having coffee served. By the end of the night when someone's like, "Can I have a water?" It took me like 15 minutes.
You're like,
I'm
the fridge.
Absolutely.
The fridge is right there. It's got a spigot on it. You put your glass in and water comes out.
No,
Jesus.
but it took me so long by the time I would like get off of the couch and get outside like to our beverage fridge, get back inside, and I was like, all right, hold tight. I'll be there in a minute.
Can I ask a question, Kenzie?
Yeah.
I understand it's your house. I understand the theory of being a host, but you're 8 months pregnant. Why isn't somebody getting their own damn drink?
Right?
No, it's because, okay, you have people in town who, they don't even know your house, though.
Hey, you go, fridge is around the corner.
Yeah, I can find the kitchen. I'll do it.
Hey, trust me, Brian can find the kitchen.
I can't wait to go and event at your guys' place. It's going to be a hoot.
Don't get up. I got this. I can find the Faygo Red Pop in the fridge. I'm good. I'll take care of that.
Jesus. I honestly would prefer neither of you look through my fridge.
Oh, I want to go in
I
there.
can't even imagine what would go missing.
we weren't invited to the baby shower, so don't worry about it.
It was girls only.
Don't worry about it. Brian and I weren't invited. No Faygo for us.
Both of your significant others were.
Yeah, mine was out of town.
And neither of them came.
Mine was carousing in her underwear in Boston all weekend.
Brian's wife was out of town, and so my girlfriend went, "What? I don't know anybody there. I'm not going to go now." And I went, I'm not going to.
She could have been brave and went there and met new people.
Yeah, but she likes Megan.
She could have brought Harper, too.
She could have. Well,
see, very fun.
That'd be a lot of trust on my part.
You would have loved that. You'd be like, bye.
Yeah.
You didn't want to
Entourage
watch
season 2.
You would have really had to finagle Brian into several hours of free time. You're so full of crap.
Oh, boy. Well, listen, check in with your highlight of your weekend. And me and Case, I don't know if we can top that. But I loved my weekend, what happened. And I'll tell you in a second, about a couple minutes away. But keep checking in at 312-591-8300. For example, 630 checked in. Is it bad the highlight of my weekend was sitting around playing Dying Light on my Xbox? Been so busy with work, family, events, the kiddo. It was just nice to sit down and veg out. And
I love sitting. It's like my favorite thing. There's nothing wrong with that. I love it. You are so right, whoever you are. I promise you.
Listen, Kenzie, I had Harper duty all weekend, so 72 hours. I felt like I was Drake's security guard. I had to be on point, making sure she was taken care of with food, naps, entertained. But once she went to bed at 7, it was Brian time. Let me tell you something.
That sounds creepy.
I know. I don't want to know
Tell me
about
anything
Brian
about
time.
it.
Let me tell you
I
what.
have heard enough as is.
Let me tell you what I did. I got myself a DiGiorno's pizza, which, by the way, they've gone downhill. Don't buy DiGiorno's. I should
When
have.
were they uphill?
They used to be great. I should have got home run in because I know that's always good. But
Wait, what was wrong with your DiGiorno's?
it was crusty and not tasty. I think the sauce is
I
gone.
literally asked you, so guys, I'm in the middle of doing a social media post right now of like, what's the highlight of your weekend? And
Right.
every single one of us sent in a picture. We try to do that. We just don't. Some of us have crappy weekends sometimes.
Sure,
So
absolutely.
there's like only one person's picture up there.
Yeah.
Brian, you sent me a picture of your pizza.
I know.
So you didn't think it was great and it was the best part of your week.
Here's the highlight in. That was
That's
Friday
how
night.
crappy your weekend was.
No, listen.
This pizza's gone downhill. Here's a picture of it for my highlight.
I loved it.
The pizza led into a Friday night that led me to so much joy and nostalgia.
And this is after your baby went to bed?
My baby went to bed. Baby goes to bed at 7. It's just Brian time, as I said. Brian time.
Please stop saying it.
So I get out there, the DiGiorno's in the oven. I get on the couch. I go, "What? Listen, Megan's not here. We always watch something together. What can I do?" And I went back in time to a wonderful place
What?
when Entourage was a current show. And I went back and I binged season 1 of Entourage. And Kenzie, I got to tell you, I felt so, sad about where we are in society today. And
I don't even know what that means.
Because think about Entourage, 2005, 2006. What a great time. And that show, all it is fun. And
Before your wife and daughter.
I mean, that's different. That's a side thing. That's great. I love my life right now. But I'm talking about society in general. And God, Entourage was such a good show.
I'm sorry, Entourage was not the pulse for normal people's life and society.
1,000% it was.
Did you think that's how life was going for you?
I always felt like Entourage, my life would end up
Sex in the City was a great show. I did not live in New York and have an unlimited budget for shoes and date a really rich guy named Big.
But when you watched it, you could put yourself in that situation. You could put, and also the joy that was going on during that show. Sure, there was drama, just like in Entourage. A lot of drama going on, trying to get Queens Boulevard made. Trying, Medellin, of course.
Oh my God, who could forget?
I mean, all the things with Ari, and then Lloyd all of a sudden shows up at the end of season 1. I watched the whole first season, Kenzie, because it's so easy to binge. It's like 20-minute episodes. The whole first season Friday night.
But I'm mad at you.
Why?
Because I have given you've seen Entourage how many times, would you say?
I
Honestly.
have not watched it in years, but I would say I've binged the whole series, probably 7 times.
Okay.
Yes.
That's quite a bit.
A little bit.
You get I'm sure you you remember crap from the
Hold on,
episodes.
that's psychotic. I
know.
love Entourage, but watching the show 7 times through, the creator hasn't seen Entourage 7 times through.
I'm saying.
You will feel better about your life and joy watching Entourage do that.
Okay, wait. I have given you a list of shows I've recommended. I need a new show. I need good stuff. And you had an entire evening free, and you decided I'm going to watch the first season of a show that I've watched all the way through more than 7 times instead of any of these new shows that would be relevant to even talk about on the radio. It would have been good for your job.
Sure.
Instead of bringing up old things from Entourage for content.
That's exactly correct what I did.
Okay,
I
perfect.
ignored your list.
Awesome. I love that for me.
And instead, I wanted to have a comfort blanket pulled over
And
me.
now everyone's got to hear Entourage references from 2005.
Oh, that's the rest of the show.
Unbelievable.
That's all we're doing. Stick around. Keep checking in with your weekend.
Remember Medellin? Yes, we do.
Oh,
Brian.
the journey was epic and glorious and just gave you goosebumps. And then you know what? Then you know
Thank
what?
you for your Rotten Tomatoes review
Hey, guess
of
what?
the 2005 show.
You know what happened,
Entourage.
Kenzie? They ended up getting it. They got Medellin. But you know what happened?
Yes.
It didn't work.
Everyone knows what happened.
Oh, damn.
It's not headline news. Over the weekend, legendary rock band Kiss wrapped up their farewell tour at Madison Square Garden. Their performance went pretty well. Only 2 members of the band broke a hip. Ozzy Osbourne turned 75 yesterday. Science is still trying to explain it. And Kenny G has recorded a new album of lullabies. So just curious, what were all of his other albums? This is not headline news.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.